Hey everybody, welcome back to Cells Turn 2. Let's review. We started off December 23rd, 5th Panzer Army, heading towards the Moose. We've got Meuse, we've got Panzer Lehr, the 116th, and also, what is it, Das Reich, 2nd Panzer. Or no, it's not Das Reich, it's just 2nd Panzer. I keep getting that mixed up. And the Americans basically have the 84th Infantry Division and the 2nd Armored Division in their camp. So far, what other units are going to factor in this a little later. But we're ready for turn 2, and that is to say it's a day turn. The German possible activation shits are 1 for the 116th, 2 for Lehr, 2 for 2nd Panzer, and for the Americans, 1 for 4th, what is it, what the 4th, armored, whatever they are. 84th Infantry has 1, 2nd Armored, and 4th, I don't even know what let me look into the thing and see what they call themselves. The 4th Cavalry. I don't know why they don't just say 4th CAV instead of REC. But anyways, that's where it is. And the let's take a look at it. Today we have for the we're going to have 2 activations for the Americans, 3 for the Germans. All right, so let's go ahead and roll 2 dice, and that will tell us who wins the initiative. Do I have 2 dice handy? Are you kidding me? I don't have 2 dice handy. Are you serious right now? I don't have 2 dice handy. All right, I'll just roll 1 twice. All right, let's see what we have. So this 10-sided die, by the way, let's go ahead and roll this. Here's for the Germans. They get a 3. The Americans are a +1 because it's a day turn. It shouldn't be hard to beat. Oh, they get a 0. What is 0? Is it a 10 or a 0 on this? What the hell is it? It says on the... by the time I find this, what a 0 is it a 0 or a 10? Well, wait a minute. It goes to... They have a 9 here. I'll just assume... You know what? Just roll the shit again. They get a 5. 5 plus 1. The Americans win the net. All right. May not have been the fairest thing, but the Americans are going to win the first net. So they reach into their chit draw. Let me go ahead and shake this up. All right. They reach into their chit draw, and the Americans get a tactical chit. All right, so the rule here is they keep drawing and until they get an activation. So theoretically, they could draw all their tactical chits and then before they get a single activation. All right, here's the next one, another tactical chit. The first one was a combat, a +1, and here's Allied Air. Okay, so we keep going until we get an activation, a unit activation. Next, so here we go. We've got a unit, and that is the 84th Infantry Division, and they have tons of units to activate. However, there is a special rule for this. And the rule is as follows. I think I'm open to the page that states what the rule is. When the U.S. player draws the 84th Infantry activation chit and activates that division, a maximum of 3 units from that division may be activated for movement or combat. All units of the division, however, are flipped to their unused side. Okay, interesting. So only because they have, what is it? 1, 2, no, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's like 8 units. So they can only use 3, but they do have one of their reinforcements is the ability to use trucks on one unit. All right, so let's think about what we want to do here. So I believe you can see what their situation is right here. Let me go ahead and zoom in on them just a little bit. I'm going to move the camera. All right, I feel like that shows their situation a little bit better. So what they are going to do is yeah, I feel like they want to move some guys over to I feel like they want to get in here a little bit. Maybe grab one of these guys and maybe these two guys that are in the middle, or maybe I don't know, maybe just one of these guys and get them into this town right here. And that's what they're going to do. They're going to use a truck and truck this guy, so he now has 9 movement points. And that's so he, instead of 3 movement points, he can go. This is a highway, so it's a half 1, half 2, half 3. So they moved the guy right here. I'm going to take the truck marker back off of him, and they moved him to get into this village or town or whatever the hell it is. I don't think it's a town. It's probably just a village. So they moved one guy up, and now they can still activate 2 with their regular movement, and they will do that. Let me see if these guys get any benefit for being in a village. That's a good thing to look for. If you're in a village, no, it's just other terrain. Okay, that's interesting. Other terrain. If you're in a town, no, those are movement point costs. Hold on. Defender combat modifiers. Defender combat. Why would it be a -1 to be in a village? And why is it negative to be in a town? Defender combat modifiers. Wouldn't it be more? I don't understand. Town is -2. Woods is negative. Village is -1. Disrupted. I have to look into that. Why? Maybe I'm reading something wrong there. Anyways, this guy is going to move up into this village right here. Okay, so that's the second guy that I'm activating. All right, they get to activate one more guy, and then they all flip to their used side. Here I am I'm really ain't all about the placement. Oh my God. All right, so what can I do? I like where these guys are right here. I like these guys. This guy that's way back here, the 84th, I think he should get the hell out of Dodge. Yeah, what is the movement for Woods? Movement point cost for infantry, Woods is actually 3, so he could go 1 hex back. I think you need to do that, my man. I think you need to move back 1 hex. That would be really smart. The question is, here or here? I think maybe that might be the move to make right there. So that costs him 3 points to move into Woods. So we have moved 3 units from the 84th Infantry. And you know what that means? They all have to flip over. Do I want to flip all 8 of these guys over right now? Yeah, let's go ahead and do it. I was of the opinion we'll just flip them all over at the same time, but okay, he goes right there. Yeah, you actually have to flip them because the numbers are different. You have to do it. Okay, we'll flip them all. Not a big deal. I'm just being lazy. Yeah, that you have to because the numbers are different values. All right, 84th right there. Even though these guys, most of them couldn't activate, these are all going to used. They're used values. That's crazy. And that guy, that unit right there is different. This guy right here. And then the one that we moved way the hell over here, we got to do him. He's in this town. No, that's 4th Cavalry. Wrong guy. He's on Hogne, however you pronounce that. I don't want to say Hogne. That's how it's spelled. All right, so the Americans are all, the 84th is all flipped the hell over. They didn't do any attacking. They just had some units move, and that's it. They're all done. They're actually all done for the turn. So now the initiative flips to the Germans, and they get to pull a shit out and see what they can do. Okay, the Germans have... Wait a minute. I did the Americans again. Hold on. Let me get the German cup. Just giving us a good spin. And the Germans are going to go with 2nd Panzer. Interesting. 2nd Panzer right out of the gate. Interesting. That's their first of 3 activations. 2nd Panzer. Wow. All right. And there's quite a few of them. By the way, here, let's point out the Germans' reinforcements, even though none of them are 2nd Panzer. Way over to, you can't see this guy right here? This dude right here? We're off to the right, coming on the board, about 2 hexes to the right of this guy. There's a unit from the 116th Panzer Division coming on. And then down here, you can't see below, do you see you see these 3 guys? Then you got guys over here, and on the southern end you got a unit from Panzer Lehr coming in. So the second Panzer activation doesn't involve any of those guys. So 2nd Panzer has 5 units. Wow, how aggressive! They have an open road ahead of them, even though the 84th Infantry backed up. I think these guys, what do they want to do? 2nd Panzer. Interesting. Okay, I think what they're going to do is these guys, and they're on the regular road, is movement points for regular road for motorized is 1. So they can go 9 points. Wow. All right, so what they're going to do is this one's going to go 1. By the way, can we see them and where they're going? Oh, absolutely. We got a good picture of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He rolls right up on this guy right here. Okay. And then this other unit is coming this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 8. Can he do... What is clear? Clear is 2. He can't do that. So what he can do is he can go right here. That's all he can do. By the way, before I do another thing, I want to look at movement. I want to look at movement. There's something I may have forgot. One moment. Let's look at movement right now. I think if the Americans on a day turn might get an adjustment like the Germans get on the night turn. Since it's a day turn, do the Americans, it might be only motorized. Where's that rule? Where is that rule? Supply movement. Okay, I found my answer. The answer is that motorized units for the Germans get they get a +3 bump for motorized units. The Americans on day turns get a +3 bump. And what I had to do was check and make sure, and none of that +3 bump did not apply to the 84th because they're not motorized. Okay, cool. We move on. So those are the two movements so far for Second Panzer. Okay. Yeah, second Panzer. What do we want to do with this recon? No, this is not recon. He's self-propelled and anti-tank, which is an interesting is very interesting. I guess he's going to guard their flank. Let's put him up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's going to kick it to right here to sort of guard their flank. And then you have these two units from 2nd Panzer. Are they in the shot right here? Yeah, they are. Okay, let's see what we can do here with them. I want to push them. I do want to attack 84th right here, but Panzer Lehr, which is out of your shot, and they will be activated at some point, can deal with him. I'm going to push these two units of 2nd Panzer just straight on up. Let's see what this guy can do. Can he go? He could go, this recon could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's get him up there then. Or how about this one? Can he get there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. He can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He can get right there. And this one can go. You got to watch it because these are some big, powerful units of just out to your picture up here. Those American 2nd Armored are no joke. We're gonna have to make sure we can deal with them. I think I want to put this guy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I want this hub right here. I want to put something right there. 2nd Panzer. I think that's going to be a good idea. That somebody put something right there. Obviously, I'm worried about this dude right here, but I think he's going to be okay. So that is good. Let's do an attack on 4th Cavalry right here with those two guys. So what is he on? He's on a village, and now we're going to figure out what the actual modifier is. So what do we have? We have 22 to 4, and he is on a. What is 22 to 4? 22 to 4 is, geez, does anybody want to use a tactical chit? I think the Americans are going to use a tactical chit. The Germans are not going to use a tactical chit. They're going to use their combat tactical chit on this attack because they want to keep this dude alive right here, which is going to get them a +1 on the. Let me look at the. Let me just read about the tactical, the combat shit. This tactical combat chit allows a player holding it to add 1 to the die roll of any of his attacks or subtract 1 from the die roll of any of its opponent's attacks. This chit is played after the odds and modifiers are figured out. So that's what I wanted to know. When do you apply this? After the odds and modifiers are figured, but before the attack die roll. Okay. That's what I wanted to know. So again, the other thing is, so the final odds are going to be manipulated by that shit. And so again, we have 22 to 4. and he's on a village. Now let's see how, and I'm curious how this a village affects stuff right here. Yeah, retreat. All right, so let me just get to the crit and we'll play it like that. Let's get to the crit. So what do we have? We have 22 to 4. 4 goes into 22, 5. So that is a 5 to 1. And what kind of modifiers do we have? Attacker combat modifiers. Attacker. Is the unit disrupted? No. Are they out of supply? No. Oh, by the way, you got to figure out what attack it is. Well, wait a minute. That's right. I haven't played this in a week, and much like ACW, the attacks are based off of movement, and neither one of these two units has any points left, so there will not be an attack here. There will not be an attack because neither one of them have any points. Okay, so we can put this shit back. My bad. I haven't played this for a week, like last weekend. Let's put this tactical shit. There is no attack because it's based off of movement. There is no attack. Okay, so 2nd Panzer, every one of their guys have moved, right? Yeah, I've moved all 5 of them, so let's go ahead and flip them over. There's no attack because they have no points. Excellent. I actually love that mechanic, though. I like it in GCACW, and I like it here. I'm not going to lie, even though I can't attack right now, and that's fine. That's pretty cool. I just haven't played this for a while, so... See how much you forget over the course of 1 week. All right, so that guy, they're on their used, getting flipped to their used side. So that is problematic because now their defense strength is only a 5. That could be problematic with those 2 powerful 2nd armored units right there. But we'll see how that plays out. The Germans are being aggressive. They moved all the way up there, and that's pretty good. Do I have all of them flipped? Yeah, I do. All right, so it's back to the cup. The Americans are going to pick something out. And it's 2nd armor is activated. Okay, one moment. 2nd armored. All right, so these are the big guns for the Americans, obviously, and they've just activated their big guns. So, and this is their last activation for this turn, by the way. So, and the other thing to consider is because it's a day turn, American motorized. I don't even like the term motorized because that infers motorized to me infers Panzer Grenadier, or I mean like whatever. I like the term mechanized better, but that doesn't even mean anything. The bottom line is these guys have 9 movement, but they have +3 because they're not infantry. So that is interesting. So they could do some damage here. Yeah, let's see what they can do. Let's see what the Americans can do. So they're coming from down here. Wow. So maybe should they go after this 655? Obviously, they're going to go after the 655 right here. Obviously, they're going to go after him. However, the question is, what about this recon guy? Should they go 1 for each? I think they have to do it. Let's do 1 for each. All right, so this guy is going to go, he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Now keep in mind, he's got 12 movement points, so he has 8 remaining, okay, to attack that unit of 2nd Panzer. He's got 8 points remaining, and what does that get you? Oh, to do a heavy attack, you have to have 9. So he can do a medium attack, and it's going to cost him 6. Now, keep in mind, he has 2 movement points left. Okay, he does have 2 movement points left when we do this attack. Now, the other thing is, he's going to use, does he want to use 4th Cavalry? If he uses 4th Cavalry, he's not actually going to use them, because if you add 15 plus 4, it's 19. The defender is a 5. It doesn't even make a difference. Okay, so he's not going to activate 4th Cavalry for this attack. So 2nd Armor is just going to attack by himself, 15 to 5. And let's see what the what is the it's actually on, is that rough? That looks like rough terrain to me. So it's 15 to 5. It's 3 to 1. And he also has a medium attack, which gives him, oh, medium is 0. Because normally, if you just did a light attack, you'd be a -2. So he's a 0. Now, the defender combat modifier is he's on rough, right? He's on rough. On attacker combat modifiers are the defender, it makes no mention of rough. Woods is a -1, village is a -1, minor river, blah blah blah, town. There's no mention of clear or rough. The defender is not disrupted, he's not isolated, he's none of that. So I feel like this is a plain 3 to 1 attack. So the Americans are gonna now use their shit and make this a 4 to 1. Or wait a minute, it's still a 3 to 1, but now with that shit right there, it's now going to make it a 4 to 1. Let me just review. It's 15 to 5, 3 to 1, and he's using a it's a medium attack, which the modifier is 0, because if it was a light attack, he'd be a -2. So it's a 3 to 1, and he's using his shit to make it 4 to 1. That sounds legit to you guys? Sounds legit to me. The Germans don't have a shit that they're going to play. So this is a 4 to 1 attack. What would be modifiers? Wait a minute, did I do that right? Did I do that right? Because it's the modifiers are, there are no modifiers. It's the combat modifiers are nothing. Disrupted, no. Out of supply, no. Medium attack is a 0. So there are no modifiers. This is going to be a 4 to 1 straight up on this roll. Here we go for the Americans. 4 to 1. And they roll a 0. God damn it. What is 0 on this? Now I'm forced to figure out what this is. Okay, hold on. We're going to get some I'm going to have to mute this out. I'm forced to figure out. Oh, wait a minute. It says right here. This game uses a 10-sided die numbered 0 to 9, which is not included with the game. Okay, well, I have one. What is the 0? 0, numbered 0, so it's 0. There is no 10. This game uses a 10-sided die numbered 0 to 9, and I rolled a 0, so it's a 0. Hold on a second. What are the possible things? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so that was a legit 0 on 4 to 1. Let's figure out what the results are. Wait a minute. There is no 4 to 1. There is no 4 to 1. This chart has 2 to 1, 3 to 1, 5 to 1. So what do you do if you're 3 to 1 and then you use the tactical shit? And that's another friggin' thing I gotta figure out. I gotta figure that out right now. I know we rolled a 0, but if you're at 3-1 and you use the tactical chit and it goes 3-1 to 5-1, there's consequently there's no 6-1. It goes 3-1, 5-1 to 7-1. Let me go to the tactical chit. See if it mentions this. Oh my god, this is crazy. Maybe I shouldn't use it because it won't matter. One moment. Combat, stacking, infiltration. Let me get to the chits right here. Combat. The tactical chit allows a player holding it to add +1 to the die roll of any of his attacks or such. This chit is played after the odds and modifiers are figured. The attacker announces it first if he uses an attachment. Both have. All right, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to say that they didn't use it to make my life easier because he's 3-1. He's going to stay 3-1 because I don't know. The next column is 5-1, so I don't know how that affects it, and I'm not going to worry about it because in hindsight, he's not going to use it. So, what is a 0 on the 3-1 column? It is an R. Is that for the attacker? It's R /. I think that's just the attacker. Well, wait a minute. What is to the left of the /? How do you read that? It is, again, it's an R /. How do you read this? God damn it. Why do they make it so hard to figure it out? It should say right on the chart what is to the left of the /. I'm going to be editing a ton of shit out, man. This is... All right, hold on. Let me read. Let me see if I can ascertain what is to the left of the /. Come on. Everything is a battle, dude, just to figure shit out. Supply, combat, rear areas, reading. How about reading the results? Okay. The left side of the / applies to the attacker, the right side to the defender. So A and D, all right, A comes before D. All right, that's how I'll remember it. Okay, so this result is 0 on 3-1 is the attacker is a big fat R. And what does that mean? A big fat R is, let's read those, is retreat. The attacker has to retreat. Really? All right, let me go retreat and see what we have. When a unit is required to retreat due to combat, it must finish its retreat 2 hexes from its original location. The unit chooses its retreat, blah, blah, based on the guidelines. It may not retreat. Okay, you can't go into a hex that you couldn't normally move through. You can't move through the enemy unit. And preferably you can't go through a Zoc. American units retreat north, northwest, or northeast. Okay, and then you have try not to overstack. So let's move these guys. No, I can't believe the Americans have to retreat. Well, they roll the 0. That's what happens. So what they're going to do is they're going to stay on this road and go back 2 hexes. So that's like our first real, like, battle that means something. 2nd Armored gets blown back by 2nd Panzer, and that was like a 3-1. They should have I don't know, they should have rolled better is what they should have done. So, and if anybody out there knows that can give me the definitive word on what to do if you're doing a 3-1 attack, but you have the battle shit, which will give you a +1, but the next column is 5-1, what that entails is, should I have been able to move the attack over the 5-1 column? I don't know. By the way, what would the 5-1 result have been with the 0? It would have just plain been nothing. So it would have been nothing. Now we're going to move this other unit, the other unit of 2nd Armored. And keep in mind, he's got 12 movement points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He moves right here, right next to 2nd Panzer, who's on a village, and they're only a 3, dude. They're only a 3. So let's conduct that attack, and they are going to be 15-3, which is 5-1. And the by the way, that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They move 6, right? And so they have a +6, which is going to also give them a medium attack, which means nothing. That means there's going to be no modifier on their attack. So this is a 5-1, but they're on a village. So what does that mean for the defender? It means they're a -1. I don't understand why the defender would be. Maybe that means better. So the defender modifier is on a village, may not be combined with woods. Okay. Are they on? Yeah, they are on woods, but they're going to. What is woods? Woods is a 1, village is a 1. It doesn't matter. They could be both, but they're going to be a village, which is going to. So they're going to be a -1, and it's in the 5-1, but we're going to modify it a 1. Is there anything else? Disrupted? No. Out of supply, light attack. We are using medium. That's a 0. Day, night, day. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. No. That's the 25th on up. There is a +1 modifier. It says 25th on. Does that mean from the 25th of December on up? I'll have to look because it's only the 24th right now. All right. That would have affected the last attack for sure. Let me look at that. Let me see if I can find that attack combat. I'm going to have to look. I think that might only be effective from the 25th. I will definitely have to check that out. So anyway, so we're going to roll this die 5-1, and then it's going to be a -1 for village. Okay, one moment. Here's a roll, 5-1. And it's a 2, -1. So that's going to be, it's going to be, if it's a 2 on 5-1, it's going to take it down to 1, which is nothing. A big, fat nothing. Wow, that's a big, fat nothing. A 2 would have been ***. Oh, step losses. Those are step losses, but it moves it out of step loss. Everybody would have took 1 step loss, both sides, but it moved it down to nothing, which is, it's a nothing. All right, so the Americans, 2nd Armored, very ineffective in their 2 attacks. Very ineffective. So we're going to flip these guys over to their used side. I can't believe how ineffective the Americans were on these attacks. Wow. And that's it for 2nd Armored. I want to finish this turn. So who do we have left? We have 4th Cav, and they're just like 1 unit. And yeah, let's keep going. Let's play this out. Even though the Germans still have 2. So wait a minute. We've used the Americans have 2 activations, and they've activated the 84th and 2nd Armored. So they're done. The Americans are done. They could have possibly activated the 4th Cav, but they don't because they only have 2 today. The Germans have 3. Is that correct? Let me look at that. I believe it's 2 and 3. 2 for the Americans. They're done. And the Germans have only done 2nd Panzer so far. Okay, so the Americans are done. Let's go to the German Cup and see who they're going to activate. They still have 2 more activations. And out of the German Cup, we have... Ooh, Panzer Lehr. Lehr is next. That's their 2nd activation. And Panzer Lehr, like I already mentioned, well, you can't. I'm gonna move the camera. One moment. Okay, so you're looking at Panzer Lehr. You can't see in the picture, they're actually down here, but you can't see their reserve that's coming on. They do have a reinforcement that's coming on at the bottom. So they're going to go ahead and activate, and the first unit that they're going to move is their reinforcement that's coming on. So that's a half, 1, half, 2, half, 3, 4, 5 to right there. And he's still got 4 left. But they're not going to do it. He's not going to attack because he's going to wait till his buddies come up here. And this unit right here is going, I wonder if this guy should just like break out and go. Yeah, I think he should. Let's just break him out and go. Let's just try to do that. This guy right here, this reconnaissance recon unit is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's some nice little movement for him. I wonder if you can see him in the picture. Oh yeah, you can see him in the picture. So I like what he did right there. Okay, and this unit from Panzer Lehr is simply going to go, he's got 9. He's going to go up 1, 2. 1, 2. So he has 7. So he's going to use a 6 modifier to get, he's going to use 6 points, which leaves him, he went up 1, 2, and he had 7. So he's going to have 1 point left after this battle. So let's see what this American is. 84th Infantry, he's on Woods. Okay, fair enough. Woods it is. Woods it is. So he's being attacked by 22, both 11s. 22 to 4. That's 5 to 1. And the modifier is 0. Let's go through these modifiers again. The defender, is he on a town? No, he's on woods, which is going to be -1. He's not disrupted or isolated or any of that. He may be later, next turn, but he isn't now. So he's -1 on woods. And then the attackers are disrupted, no. Out of supply, no. Light, no. Medium, yes, 0. Heavy attack, it's not the night turn. So this is a 5, 22 to 4, 5 to 1 with a modifier of -1. All right, let's roll 5 to 1. They want to get the biggest number possible. So they roll a 1, take off. It's going to be a 0 on 5 to 1. Are you kidding me? Nobody can roll high. It's going to be a 0, and that's just nothing. Nothing happens. It's nothing because everybody's rolling like 1s, 2s, and 0s, whatever. And so Panzer Lehr is going to flip over. It's a big, fat nothing burger. They flip to their U sides. Nobody can roll high and decimate the enemy. That's how it is. That unit, well, now looks like they may be out of supply next turn, this 84th Infantry. Let's flip this guy over and put him to his U side, and that's it. Now the Americans can't take the initiative because they've used their 2 actions, and so we go to the German Cup once again. So both sides have used 2 actions, and now we go to the Cup for the Germans, and they do get a tactical chit. Right there, we put that down, and we're going to grab another chit. And this is Panzer Lehr again. So that's the thing. In this cup, there were 2 for Lehr and 2 for second Panzer. So Lehr gets to go again. Wow. That's amazing. That is amazing. So they will flip. I think they're going to, flip over? Do they get to flip over if they got pulled twice? Let's take a look and see if we can figure that rule out. Action phase. And okay, what happens if you pull the same unit out twice? That's a reaction phase. The player is performing, draws a chit, blah, 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 blah. Okay, an action chit, blah, 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 blah. Okay, when a formation is activated, all of its units are flipped to their unused side if not already on. Okay. Okay. When the U.S. player draws a... Okay. So, all unit... It says right here, all units of the division are, however, flipped to their unused side when the activation chit is played. So I'm going to assume that on the second activation of the turn, Panzer Lehr's guys, even though they've been used once in this turn, are going to flip back to unused. Okay, I'm going to, maybe I'll get some comment in the peanut gallery that's going to tell me I'm wrong, but for the purposes of their second activation of this turn, back to back, I might add, I'm going to flip them back to unused. That's crazy. And we'll see what we can do. So we have, all right, so all 3 of their units are now activated again. And what are we going to do? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm only going to move this guy right here. And what do I want to do with him? I'm only moving this guy right here. And this is very interesting. He could go 9 movement points. Wow. All right, he's going to move up here. He's just going to do this. 1, 2, 3, 4 right here. Elements of Panzer Lehr are right here. And the other 2 guys are not going to do anything. Now, interesting, the other 2 guys, actually what they're going to do is they're going to do this attack. And they're going to redo the same attack, but now they're going to use all of their 9 points to get a heavy attack. And what does that do? It gives them a +1, okay? They're using all 9 of their points for a heavy attack, and it gives them a +1. And they're actually going to use their combat shit to go... Right? They're going to use their combat shit on this attack. So we just ran this attack, but we're going to run it back on better odds. So, or maybe not. Is this their last activation too for this turn? Yeah, they only get 3. This is their last activation. So this is going to end the turn right here. So it's 22-4. Okay, that's 5-1. But they get 1, they're going to get a +1 modifier for being a heavy attack. And then they have the chit. Well, we have this problem again. They're 5-1. The next column over is 7-1. So this isn't going to affect anything unless the +1 shit means you can move it to the next column, or it goes to 6-1, which there is no column. I don't know, but we have a +1. We have a +1 modifier on the roll. Now, if these people keep rolling 0s, 1s, and 2s, nothing's ever going to happen. So here's our 5-1 roll with the +1 modifier. Here we go. Oh, we get an 8 with a +1 makes it a 9. That's what the F I'm talking about. So 9 on 5-1 is going to be, it is 1 step loss and an RD, retreat and disruption. A 1 step loss. This guy might be dead. Is he dead? Is he dead? He's only got 1 pip. So that might mean he only has 1 step. So the disruption and the retreat won't mean shit if he's dead. Let's see. I think he's got 1 pip. Let me just go back to this. So going back to the beginning, let's see. I think if you only have 1 pip, you have 1 step. That's what I think it means. Like those second armored, you can see they have 2 pips, and that's 2 steps. And I think the 84th just has 1. Yeah, even if you turn him over, there's just 1 pip. I think he's a 1 stepper. So this guy is dead. Indeed, he is. That's excellent. So where's the Deadpool? Destroyed units. We'll throw him up there in the destroyed units. And let's talk about advance. Let's talk about an advance because advance after combat. Beautiful. He would have had to retreat and be disrupted, but none of that means anything because he's destroyed. Awesome. Because they rolled an 8, dude. Plus with the modifier was a 9, and that is going to kill him. So what's the advance after combat? If any of the defending units are vacated as a result of combat, any of the attacking units, not just the active unit, may occupy the defender's vacated up to the stacking limit. Is that all you can do? Okay, you can go into the defender's vacated hex. All right, and they don't have more movement points. We know that. Okay, so they're not even going to bother with that. They're just going to stay what they are. Okay, so let's go back to we're just about done here. And it says, okay, recovery phase. All disrupted units removed. All units are flipped to their unused side. And that's going to do it for the turn. Let me go back and flip everybody. Now, these 2 guys, Panzer Lair, I would have flipped them to use, but since I'm flipping them all back right now, it don't really matter. 1/16. By the way, 1/16 had a reinforcement, but they never got activated. So I'm assuming the reinforcement stays right there. All units are flipped back to their unused side. Okay, so that means the 84th, all the I'm going to move from right to left here. Okay, all the Americans lost one of their 84th infantry comrades, killed in battle. Somebody finally rolled something good. So 84th is completely outflanked here because 2nd Panzer moved up boldly. All right. Yeah, let's do it. Everybody moves up. He's in Hagne, whatever. 2nd Panzer right there. Moving all these guys back. They all go back to their unused sides, all units. 4th Cavalry never got attacked because those guys had no extra movement to attack. And as we know, movement is a function, combat is a function of movement. And I like that mechanic. The 2nd Panzer right here gets flipped back to his unused. And the 2 American armored spearheads, these 2 powerful American units, were ineffective. They rolled shitty. They just rolled shitty. There's nothing you can do. They had good odds and they rolled shitty. 0s, 1s, 2s, and finally one combat, one unit with the Panzer Lehr rolled an 8 with a modifier, and they destroyed a unit from the 84th. Now, I'm going to pull out and look at the big picture. One moment. Okay, so I'm looking at the big picture right here, and this is what you see. You see 1/16th never got activated. They have reinforcement that was coming on. The 84 seems out of position because 2nd Panzer has aggressively moved up in and they aggressively moved up here. So 84th is going to have to move in this position to be relevant again. And you see Panzer Lehr finally got rid of that straggler down here, and they're ready to do something. And you saw the 2 American units come down, 2nd Armored, but their attacks were ineffective. And now you have this one unit. I'm glad he's still in the picture. This recon from Panzer Lehr is right here. There's nothing between them and the Muse. Okay, nothing between this unit and the Muse. These guys are right here, 2nd Panzer. So 2nd Panzer here, 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 and here. They move very aggressively right up through the middle. And now, because, like I said, because of that movement, these guys are totally out of position right here. They need to be between the Germans and the Muse. Okay, and that's not where they are. You got a couple of British units that are sitting on the Meuse River, but the 84th is now totally out of position. So they, and again, when they get activated, they only get to activate 3 of their units. So that's problematic. So this video for turn 2 has been an hour. You saw 2 activations by Panzer Lehr. Under 2nd activation, they killed a unit. I have a couple of questions that are unresolved at this time. Like, if you're 5-1 and you use that combat shit, can you move it to 7-1? But it'd be 6-1, but that column doesn't exist. I got to figure that out. But this has been turn 2. The Germans are rolling right now. The Americans are out of position, and their attacks were ineffective. So that's how it's gonna be. We'll leave it like that. I'm gonna have to edit some shit out of this video, but this is kind of fun. This is kind of fun. If I could play this and it's not like a week in between sessions, this would actually be pretty cool. And there's only, again, 2, 4, 6, 8 turns, and we played 2. All right, I'm John. I'm out. The next time I play this is actually going to be pretty cool, and I'd like to play it against a live opponent. Anyways, I hope you guys are learning something and enjoying it. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.